More on our top story. The South African plane that was not allowed to disembark in Warsaw is hoping to travel to Rzoeszow, southeast of Poland. The plane carrying a group of South African journalists and nearly 100 SAPS and SANDF members have been stuck at Warsaw Chopin Airport. The group is accompanying the president on his Africa peace mission to Ukraine and Russia. They were denied entry when Polish authorities said they could not allow them with weapons and ammunition meant to protect the president on his mission to Kyiv. SABC News reporter Samkele Maseko is on the stranded plane in Warsaw and joins us live. Samkele, good afternoon. The last time you were meant to be traveling to Rzoeszow, what is the holdup?
Well, at this point in time, about 5 minutes ago, we've just been told that we're no longer traveling to Rzoeszow. We have to stay here in Warsaw. We are now being given back our passports. We will disembark from the plane. We're going to travel to Rzoeszow in order to be able to get transportation means, in order to be able to go to St. Petersburg, in order for us to be able to go and report on the second leg of the African heads of states road to peace mission within Eastern Europe. But that is seemingly not now coming into fruition. I am with my colleague, senior political reporter, Mr. Ntebu. Just a confusion. We were told we're leaving at 11:30. 2 hours later, 3 hours later, we're now told we are disembarking. What is going on?
Well, I suspect there has been behind-the-scene negotiations with the authorities down here, sort of convince all in Sunday to say that what is indeed happening to the South African delegation that is accompanying the president together with the media. We recall that everyone who is here is legitimately supposed to be here because they've got everyone who is here has got a visa. So there's been negotiations behind the scenes and the intervention from Kyiv by the minister in the presidency, Rzoeszow, as well as the president. They have to intervene, and that's why we are here now. For now, we are told that we will be disembarking, and of course, there will be a transport arrangement that is being made for us to go to the nearest hotels. We are told that the presidency and the SAPS, as well as SANDF, the government, will be carrying the responsibility or will be carrying the cost to accommodate us here. So hopefully, things will be a bit clearer going forward, and we'll really now get into the real work. Why we're here? We're here to cover this mission. We're not here to be sitting in the flight, and that's everyone's hope.
But how will we cover this mission, Mr. Mukoba? Because the president is in Kyiv right now, with thin security, practically naked when it comes, figure of speech, when it comes to his own security detail. There have been reports of missiles going into Kyiv and siren alerts being sent out by the Ukrainian government, and particularly in Kyiv, and knowing that it's practically impossible to get those flyover clearances in the various neighboring countries to Russia and to Poland for this aircraft to be able to get to Russia. How will you cover this peace mission sitting at a hotel?
For now, we can be crying over a spilled milk, but what happened had happened. We couldn't go to the president to Kyiv. We need to focus on the next leg of this peace mission, that is Russia. For now, it's everyone's hope that at least we'll be cleared to go to Rzoeszow and ultimately make our way to St. Petersburg, where the president will be meeting with President Putin. And what happened yesterday, we can't change. Ours is to look forward and say, it had happened. There is nothing that we can do. We missed out on the coverage of the president in Kyiv. It was everyone's wish to be in Kyiv because you can't come to a war-torn country and report from the posh hotels and be sitting here in this flight. Everyone wanted to be in Kyiv, but that couldn't happen because of the logistical arrangements that were put into this trip. And of course, even the way that we're trying to communicate to even the media and communicate to even the team that is here, that on its own has been a bit found wanting. But we are here, we're moving forward now.
Lastly, Mr. Mukoba, is this a testament of the soured relations between South Africa, United States of America, Poland, and a shift in geopolitics across the world, with South Africa seemingly now being perceived as not having taken a neutral and non-aligned position, perceived to be with the side of the Russians.
Well, it can be said that, geopolitics are playing itself out here. But what we need to really understand is that we are told that there hasn't been really enough communication from the part of those who are responsible for arranging this mission, especially in terms of the security, because you will recall that as Minister Gales said at some point that each and every country has got its own laws, especially when you carry a lot of arms, like we having arms here with this security in this country. So there has to be cognizance on the part of the South African government and those who are leading this mission to say they need to communicate properly, and they need to be proactive when they're dealing with people like this who are a bit skeptical in our country, as a country that is seen to be non-aligned, but doing something or saying something as opposed to taking a non-aligned stance. So for now, what we should be focusing on is that we need to be moving to the next leg, and everyone now is confident that at least we will be able to do what we're here to do, that is to write about this peace mission.
Well, to write about this peace mission, certainly that we will do. But whether we will eventually get to St. Petersburg in Russia is another story on its own. Is this a precursor of what will happen should President Vladimir Putin try to make his way to the southern tip of Africa, to South Africa for the BRICS summit? Will he get those flyover clearances? Will the airspace be cleared for him in order to make his way to South Africa? Only time will tell. But what is there to see for itself and the world is that the Polish government and the South African government have not seen eye to eye. And this aircraft that we are in, we've been in this aircraft since we docked here, or since we got on this tarmac at 11:30 yesterday, which is about 26 hours seated in this aircraft with little food, little water, little assistance from the Polish government. Are they frustrating Pretoria in order to serve the interests of the Americans, the West? Is there a geopolitical, subtle, warm war raging that is seeing South Africa having difficulty in locating itself on where it is? Only time will tell. And those scholarly people of international relations will definitely dissect what transpired here in Warsaw, in Poland, with the South African delegation, with the security services of President Cyril Matamela Ramaphosa.
Well, that is Samkele Maseko coming to us from Warsaw, Poland.